Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a 2022 model year limited edition of 150 pieces in platinum. This is the Glashütte Original PanoMaticCalendar. It is Glashütte Original's first annual calendar, and for an East German brand with roots dating back to the 1840s, that is a famous first. So let's start with the dimensions. 42 millimeters in diameter in platinum. The watch is 12.6 millimeters thick and from lug tip to lug tip, 49.4 millimeters with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and I'm actually going to say you need a wrist of my size or larger to wear this. It is a broad thing and massive in platinum. You really feel it and you really see it. Look at that top angle. You can see that the lugs are right out to the edge. They're not over, but they're there. Any smaller, your wrist, and this is going to look a little bit ill-proportioned. That said, it's not terribly thick, and with a sloped bezel, it will fit underneath a dress cuff. Take a quick look at the strap. It's a lovely nubuck suede texture, a wonderful feel. Nubuck is velvety and rich. We have medium rectangular scale alligator leather. You can see that there's a folded edge, monotone stitch. It is, of course, matte black, and then on the bottom, you could see it's black calfskin, a brand new Glashütte Original factory strap, and then we have a lovely folding clasp here. Double deployment, you can see it is twin trigger release, and internally you can see it too is made of platinum, so GO doing the right thing, giving us a platinum clasp on a platinum watch. You think that might be elementary, but a lot of companies give us white gold clasps on platinum watches. GO doing things the right way, also with a nice combination of media blasting, satin, and polish just on the buckle. Twin trigger release, ensuring it cannot accidentally pop open. Peace of mind when wearing your expensive watch. Rolling back to that expensive watch, the case design is familiar. We have pusher adjusters here for the moon phase, but then the rest of the calendar system can be set with the crown. We have lugs that are broken out from the case band, satin all the way down the flanks. The lug hoods are polished. You can see that there's a little bit of a bevel on the edge of each lug, and then the lug rides up the case band, which helps to improve the ratio of case band to lug. Really, the lug is larger. If the lug didn't ride up the case band a little bit, it would seem almost as though the watch were too tall for the lugs. So that's the aesthetic trick being played here. By riding the lugs up the bezel, there's a better match of lug height to watch height. Now the bezel outboard is, as you can see, just cylindrical and vertical, and then there's a little bit of a concave profile. Now this watch is covered with fingerprints, so please don't hold that against the watch. It's actually in great condition, but you can see that concave profile giving way to a stepped ledge and then a flange that abuts the cambered sapphire. Now taking a quick look at the crown, media blasting and polish, the crown's going to be your one-stop shop for all the adjustments here. Pull it out all the way, you activate stop seconds, so it has a hacking function. Pull it out to the first stop, and now you can see the panorama datum, or the outsize date, can be adjusted along with the month of the year. You can see how the double-digit date system works, and then look very carefully underneath my thumb. We have this month of the year that retrogrades. Every time it gets to 12, it jumps back to 1. So you have a double quick-set system here for the calendar functions, and it's just a lot of fun to play with. Surprisingly, there is some lume on this watch, though it's not really a sports watch. It has a fair amount of useful lume on the primary dial. Now you can see this is a black galvanized dial that's been cut away. We've got our moon phase, and I believe we are dealing with a 122-year moon phase here that need to be reset only once every 122 years. The annual calendar complication, which was originally invented by Patek Philippe in 1996, needs only one adjustment per year annually during the jump from February to March. All of the 30 and 31-day months can handle those by itself. Now you can see we have applied polished hour indices. We also have blued alpha style hands with polished centers and a polished cannon pinion. We have dark rhodium plating on the movement below, and you can see we also have blued screws and then satinated wheels. It's a good looking movement that's been nicely finished. Flip it all over. This is the kind of watch I would love to own because it's aesthetically spectacular, and it's also filled with fine finish and mechanical refinement. Now we've seen versions of this automatic winding duplex swan's neck before. What really sets this caliber 9210 apart is that it now has a 100-hour automatic winding power reserve, and the hairspring, previously metallic, is now anti-magnetic in silicon. The adjustment, previously 5 position, is now 6, which is one more than a standard chronometer or high horology watch. You'll see a lot of Vacherons that are 5 positions. You'll see a lot of COSC certifications on 5-position watches. 6, crown left, crown right, crown up, crown down, dial up, dial down, gives deviation and accuracy, no place to hide. We have a full balance bridge anchored on both sides for better shock tolerance. The balance beats away at 4 hertz, so 8 beats per second. You can see each duplex made of steel has been beveled on its side and black polished across its top. You can also see that each side of the bridge has been freehand engraved with a burin. All of these bridges have been darkened with black rhodium, and all of the screw heads have been blued. The screws have gone through a kiln to change their color. You can see there is a spectacular solarization on the winding wheel adjacent to the primary rotor, and then we have snailing on the bridge just below the rotor itself, which in turn has snailing on its golden mass outboard. There's engine turning on the base plate, and you can see that there is a bevel on the edge of the bridge. It's not the easiest thing to show you because everything here is so dark. There you can see it gleaming in the light. Easier to see when I get the right angle. All of this, surprisingly, 50 meters, water resistant. Dress watch standards generally 20 to 30, but this is 50. So there's a lot to love here. And of course, we do have the quick set system I showed you earlier and the hacking function to set the watch precisely. A real breakthrough watch for Glashütte Original. This is East German watchmaking at its absolute finest, giving up nothing to those folks at Alango und Söhne. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.